So in this video, I'm going to discuss the minimum cost to make array equipalindromic, which occurred in today's LEETCODE challenge. So if you have any doubt regarding this, you can ping me up on Instagram. Even you can join my Discord server. I'll probably both the links in the comment section. I'll pin them. So the problem statement is very simple. You're given an array and you have to find uh, a palindrome such that, like, if you convert all the numbers into that palindrome, the score. So basically the score is the sum of nums I minus that palindrome, the absolute value of this thing. Okay, so you have to minimize the score as much as possible and make all the elements equal to a palindromic number. Okay, so that's what it means. So in this case, the optimal solution is to use the palindromic number 3. In this case, it is 13. Sorry, it's not 13, it's 11. Okay, and in this case it's 22. Okay, now see, if we select 3, so 3 minus 1 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, 3 minus 3 is 0, 4 minus 3 is 1, 5 minus 3 is 2. So 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 6. Okay, for this 11, 10 minus 11 is 1, 12 minus 11 is 1, 13 minus 11 is 2, 3, 4, right? 15 minus 11, that is 4. So 4, 5 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? So we get 11. And for this 22, 22 minus 2, 22 is 0. This is 11. This is 0 again. This is 11 and this is 0 again. So 11 plus 11, that is 22, right? You get it? Now the most important thing, the logic behind this is you have to find the median. Okay, you have to find the median. Now, as you know that there are two types of medians possible. That is if n is odd and if n is even, right? Now remember one thing, if n is odd, the median is always going to be a integer, right? But if n is even, it can be in the form of something, a number 0.5, right? It can be in the form of a number 0.5. So for this also, you have to divide it into two parts. That is this number plus 0.5 and this number minus 0.5. Okay, so like there are two conditions, if n is odd, if n is even. So first let me go for if n is even. So if n is even, so this is one and this is another. Okay, these are two numbers. So let's say this is median 1 and this is median 2, right? Now you have to do what? You have to decrease this by 1. Okay, decrease, okay, let me write it, decrease by 1 till it is palindrome. Do the same to this also, decrease by 1 till it's a palindrome. And once you're done with it, if you find a palindrome number, so apply that palindrome in the array. Okay, like whatever the operation is. So after applying, you'll get one answer. Let's say it is a1 and for this it is a2, right? Now again, one thing you have to do, that is from this median you can also add by 1 until you get a palindrome, and from this median also add by 1 until you get a palindrome, right? And for this the answer will be a3 and for this the answer will be a4, right? Now the answer is going to be the minimum of a1, a2, a3, a4. So the answer is minimum of a1, a2, a3, a4, right? You get it? And if n is odd, you don't need to complicate this as much as possible. So directly one decrease by 1 and the other will be add by 1 until you get a palindrome. So over here it is, let's say, a5 and over here it is a6, right? So the answer is going to be minimum of a5 and a6. So if n is odd, answer is minimum of a5 and a6. If n is even, answer is minimum of a1, a2, sorry, a1, a2, a3, a4. Okay, so now let me explain it with this example. Let's go with this one. Okay, so because this is kind of tricky, because for this, for the second test case, you have to like do all the operations. So 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what is the median over here? So remember one thing, whenever you're going to find a median, you have to sort the array before doing it. Okay, you have to sort the array, otherwise you can't find the median. So once you're done with this, or 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, so the median is 13, right? So is 13, so so since n is odd, so this is this position, right? So since n is odd, so we have to, like, 13 is decreased by 1 and added by 1. Okay, so if we add 1 to 13, it becomes 14, it becomes 12. none of them are palindromic. So we go to 11, we go to 15. This is palindromic, right? This is palindromic. So we get palindrome over here for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, then 22. Finally, 22 is a palindromic number. Okay, so there are two palindromes, 22 and 11. So we are going to perform the operations with 11 as well as 22. So for 11, as we know, the answer is going to be 11 as we have done. So for this, what was it? A5, right? So A5 is equal to 11. Now for 22, let's do it. 22 minus 10 is 12. 22 minus 12 is 10. And 22 minus 13 is 9, 8, 7. So I don't need to add them because it is simply prominent that the first element is 12. So it is going to be greater than 11. So whatever the value of A6 is, the minimum of A5 and A6 is going to be the value of A5 because that is minimum. So that is 11. So we get 11. Okay, like clear. And if n is even, like 0.5 plus 0.5 minus 0.5, so that the number, so that the 0.5 is removed, and do the same thing to both of them. And finally, the answer is going to be A1, A2, A3, A4 minimum. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you.